Welcome to another video of Python. In this video, we are going to talk about subprograms. Okay, subprograms in Unit 1 you have just discussed. Subprogram is just simply some lines of code or a block of code that performs any specific task. Okay, here just today in Python we are just going to work on that practically. Okay. So subprogram or modular programming. Okay, modular programming, breaking a large program down into smaller, manageable, and reusable blocks of code called subprograms. Okay, which is just very similar to decomposition. Benefits: reduces code duplication. So if you need to perform the same task at multiple places, you will just simply need to write it only at one place, and you can just use it as many times at different places as you want. And it makes debugging easier because just you have gotten smaller blocks of code, and improves readability. Okay, so that is very important. In Python, subprograms must be defined using the def keyword, okay, before they are called. So for example, yeah, I'll just make a def a function. Okay, so def, I'll write here say hello. Okay, say hello, or let's just write that def baby shark. Okay, so baby shark, and that is just the syntax to just make a subprogram. Def keyword, the name of the subprogram, and after that, yeah, you've gotten parentheses. Okay, inside the parentheses, in the future we will just say discuss about what things we are going to use there. But for now, simple. For example, I'll just write here print. Yeah, this multiplied by 20 times. I want that to happen. Then, for example, while or for. Okay, for I in range 2 or 5, print baby shark do. Okay, something like that, whatever that is. Okay, then that is just what happens here. So this is a function I've just created. Okay, so with def, now wherever I want this to happen, simply I'll have to call this function. Okay, and calling a function is simply writing its name, okay, with the parentheses it has. Clear? So if I just run this, what I'll have in the output, okay, so that is line and baby shark do 5 times. Okay, and that's it. Okay, double score is, now there are just some other outputs from the next lines, but till here, yeah, that is okay. So we did that. So that is how you simply call, you create a subprogram and you call it. Clear? So let's make it a comment so it does not run after this. Then after, see, now in subprograms we have gotten 2 types of subprograms: procedures and functions. Okay, one by one we will just discuss what they are. A procedure, executing task without returning value. Procedure is a subprogram that performs as a distinct task but does not send a value back to the main program. Simply it performs a task, it does not give anything back to the main program. Okay, and 2 other terms are here that you have to just know. Okay, what is parameter and what is argument? Parameter is variables listed in the subprogram definition to accept inputs. If your program or if your subprogram needs some input, some data to just work on, so you have to just declare that at the time of creating the subprogram. Okay, so when you just declare them, you just simply write some identifiers. They are called parameters. Okay, then what is argument? Argument is the actual values passed into the subprogram when calling it. When you just call it, then simply you give some values for it to write instead of the, or to store inside those parameters. Then that is kind of arguments. Now practically we will work that. Okay, let's create a procedure with 2 parameters. Okay, so for example, def, and here I'll simply write voting. Okay, and it takes two values, two inputs. Okay, so that is name and age, for example. And yeah, print f hello name. Okay, or you can use the format function. Then after that I say if age is larger or equal than 18, print you can vote. Else okay, print you cannot vote. Okay, so that is simple a procedure. It simply does its thing. It prints something on the screen. It does not give anything back to the main program, so main program can decide what to do with that. Okay, and calling it, now I'll simply that yeah, call the voting function for the name Ahmad and the age 23, for example. Okay, so see, now these are parameters and these are arguments, okay, that I've just given to the function call. So see, the output is something like this. Okay, yeah, hello Ahmad and you can vote. Clear? So that is just our program. Okay, the next lines are from the upcoming lines. So that is a procedure. It does not give anything back to the main user. It means we do not have any return value. Okay, so what? No return statement. Okay, so that is a procedure. Then the next thing is function. Function calculating and returning values. Function is a subprogram that calculates data and explicitly output a value back to the exact point where it was called. Okay, wherever it was called, it will just simply put a value there. Okay, it will just give a value to that using return keyword. Note, once a function hits a return statement, it exits immediately. It will not run the rest of the code, okay, inside that function. So function with two parameters or that calculates a value. For example, we will say diff area, okay, or rectangle area. Okay, so for this I need width and I need height. Okay, then simply some calculate. So area equals width multiplied by height. Okay, and return area. See, this return statement is giving a value back to the function. Okay, and the thing is, when calling this function now, if I just simply call rectangle area and just 43 and 34, if I just give it, okay, the thing is, it now this function will return a value, but our main program is not capturing that, it's not taking that, so we have to decide kind of what we have to do. Okay, mostly we just store that value inside a variable. Okay, so we say area is equal to rectangle. So now see, the result of this will be stored inside area, that is assignment variable, or you can just directly print it. Okay, you can directly print it, print, okay, rectangle area and two values there. Okay, so it will just directly print that. Clear? You decide what you have to do. Right now I'll just print area. Okay, or you can just use it in any calculations. Area of that plus 76, what happens? Okay, so that is a calculation you can just do. So if I run it now, then that is just here. Okay, I did not comment this out. Okay, so that is the area of the function. Clear? So that is a function. A function returns a value back to the main program, so main program decides what to do with that. Practical code examples, comparing side by side. Okay, so here we are just comparing. Okay, scenario, we want to double a given score. See, approach 1, a procedure. Simply it doubles the score it receives, then after that it prints that directly by itself. Okay, but if it is with a function just performs its calculation, and after that returns a value back to the main program. Okay, now in main program double score procedure, it will simply print the value because it has just told to print. Okay, but this function will just return the value back, and the main program has decided to, for example, to store it inside a variable. Then after that it will store that variable in the future. Okay, so that is function and procedure side by side. Clear? Then let's kind of make a very simple program. Okay, if I want to have a program that if user enters 1, okay, if user enters 1, then it should say hello. Okay, if user enters 2, for example, it should double a number. Okay, if user enters 3, so it should just exit. Okay, so something like that. Okay, we will simply create a software with some menu. So I'll create a function for now. Okay, div show menu. Okay, does it need any parameter? No, it does not. Okay, so simply I'll write that. Okay, print menu, then after that print 1 dot say hello. Okay, print 2 for what, for handle double. Okay, or double number, and print 3 for exit. Clear? So write something like that. I can just create as many subprograms. Now div say hello. So print multiplied by 20 times that. Then after it's simple print hello guys, things like that. Or next one, div, again I'll just make it a procedure. Okay, handle double any number. Okay, num, that is just a, then return, print num multiplied by 2. Okay, and after that something like that. Now in our main program, okay, we can just do something like this. Okay, I'll call the show menu function, so it has to just show menu. Then choice, I'll just take that as input, int input, enter your choice. Okay, then after that, yeah, simply I'll have if choice equals 1, then call the say hello function. Okay, elif choice equals 2, handle double. Okay, now handle double, let's just do another thing. Okay, handle double, it'll just take a number. Yeah, I can just num equals int, enter a number to double it. something like that, okay? And handle double, no, okay? This is the argument. Elif choice is equal to 3, then print exiting, okay? Exiting, bye bye. Then yeah, let's just put this inside a while true, okay? While true, show menu, then yeah, they all have to just be indented, okay? So this is it. Exit and break, okay? So get out of that while loop, okay? Then else print invalid number, try again, okay? So simply if I just run this code right now, what happened? Okay, so see, menu say hello double number, and one say hello to double numbers. For example, I'll just enter here 1, okay? So it says hello guys, again it will show you the menu. Then for example, I'll enter 2, yeah, that is okay. Choice, enter a number to double it, okay? int. So let's see what is the problem. int, I have forgotten input here, okay? It has to be an input function here. Now if I just run it and I just enter 2, yeah, enter a number, so 5, so that will be 10, okay? Again, so if I just enter 6, then yeah, invalid number, try again, okay? Then if I just enter 3, the program is terminated, okay? So that is some use of subprograms and functions and things like that, okay? Yep. So yeah, that's it for this video, okay? About variable scope, we will be discussing in the next video. Wish you all the best. Keep practicing to learn better, okay?